From Joy and Ralph Ellis Stadium, it's the ICTN Game of the Week. Crosstown rivals, the Nimitz Vikings, taking on the MacArthur Cardinals. Hey everybody, Rob Willman with you tonight, along with former MacArthur head coach David Byzantine stepping in tonight for John. And he's going to have a pretty unique perspective on this game as you take a look at the Vikings hitting the field there. And he's coached in a few of these rivalries, and MacArthur, they're fired up as well. And boy, last year's game was a last-second Hail Mary that the Cardinals pulled one out of the hat. And so let's look at both coaches' perspective. If you're Nimitz, you're like, okay, guys, you try to keep things in check. You want to avenge last year's game. And if you're MacArthur, you can't go in thinking, hey, we can wait till the last minute and pull this thing out.
No, you certainly cannot do that. And really, Rob, as you know, and everybody else out there, when these two teams, and also you throw Irving in, all the crosstown rivalries, there's really no script. And anything can happen, and it's usually a very exciting ball game.
All right, so the Vikings will tee things up. They'll be going right to left. They are technically the visitors. It's Andy Molina, the senior. We'll see Andy right here. Weather's picture perfect, all things considered. We had a lot of rain in the area last night and tonight as well. The ball will come out as MacArthur's number 5, Darrell Smith, Darrell Smith decided to let that one go into the end zone. And we'll pick up action first down and 10 for the Cardinals, who have had some, let's say, challenges putting points on the board. We do have a flag back, though, at the place of the kick. Did Nimitz go offsides?
I think they did. I think they're going to, MacArthur has elected to make them re-kick.
So another chance for Smith and Henderson, who await the kick back at their own 10. Maldonado will have to bring it back 5 yards to the 35. Once MacArthur gets on the field, this will be the starters. You've got Mohammed in at the left tackle, and you got Ganders, Puente, Saran, and Akpom are your guys up front. Then you've got Willis as the quarterback, Marzell, Smith, Walker, Nicholas, the head coach's son, and Littleton. Your 5 talented guys. Hey, they're all talented, but the skilled positions, as they like to call them. So Molina, this time, will do a little chip shot, and somehow it stays in bounds, and taking the ball was Tyler Littleton, number 6. Probably, Coach, they'd want him to let that go and could mark it back even more.
I think they will probably talk to that young man about that, but sometimes that's a real tough decision for a young man in that situation. But they should have let the ball go ahead and go out of bounds and take the penalty. They would have gotten a better field position.
Particularly when I say that is because it's right there on the sideline, and if it takes a different bounce and then here comes the other team down the line, then you could lose the ball on the opening kick.
You're exactly right. So it is. That's a tough situation and a critical situation quickly.
Willis connects, pushed out of bounds is the coach's son, Nicholas, for a first down. And the first down of the ball game for MacArthur is Willis, who has struggled a lot this year, Coach. He's had some trouble with turnovers. He's thrown 7 interceptions this year. There is the wide receiver. And so he said, the coach told me. He goes, we look brilliant for one series, and then we don't even recognize ourselves the second series. There is Henderson, 22 now, in the backfield. 2 receivers to the top. Vikings with the cover 2. They go to Henderson. Henderson at the line of scrimmage is bottled up pretty good. Actually, one of his offensive lineman, Akpom, number 75, kind of got in his way a little bit.
Yeah, he did. That was good penetration by the Viking defensive front.
Nimitz got off to a quick 10-0 lead in last year's series before MacArthur was able to put a couple of scores together. Willis along with Smith right behind him in the backfield. plenty of time for the quarterback. Overshoots his man and is picked off at the 40-yard line. Thrown to the ground, but it doesn't matter. It's a pickoff, and the first turnover of the ball game. It looks like, what is that, Barrera, number 8, or number 9, Griffin. It's number 9, Omari Griffin, the junior, with the interception.
You know, it's a very unfortunate situation. The receiver was open, and it looked like the ball just kind of sailed on him a little bit and was over the head of the receiver. But you got to guard against those things. That's just part of the game. Good field position for Nimitz.
And it's more like, you know, when he overshot the one guy, then it's a tip drill.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's just a drill that they do every day in workout.
So here come the Vikings with their first offensive possession at their 48-yard line. That is Gibson in motion. He's like a wing to the left. And they go to the Big E, Eric Williams, for maybe a couple. Williams comes in averaging just over 6.5 yards every time he touches the football.
He's going to be hard to handle for anybody. I mean, he's definitely going to be a threat in this district, and he's a good running back. He seems like he's been there for 10 years.
Isn't that the truth?
Very well deserved what he does.
Almost 8 yards a carry in last week's game. There is a slip, and he loses a couple. And that'll set up a third down in a passing situation for Coach Rogers and company here in the early go of the first quarter. Not a lot of wind, not a lot of breeze.
First defensive series, you can see from both teams a little bit of a difference there. MacArthur's playing in a 3-man front, a 3-5 look, where Nimitz was playing a 4-2 look. So kind of look for that during the evening.
Mac a little quicker, I think, than what Nimitz faced last week. First pass completion of the night.
Down.
Good enough for a first down. Hit one of his favorite targets. That is number 19, Jeremy Reyes. Reyes, second on the team in completions. Garcia, Campbell, James, Flores, Bacala up front. Maldonado's your quarterback, Williams your running back, and then they've got 4 wideouts, Reyes, Sanchez, King, and Gibson. So the first down of the ball game, they go left at Williams, and the whistle has blown. Could be a movement if it's the referee. Says a false start. That is Terry Mayfield. Had him in last week's game in the Burtner Irving High School game on last Friday.
The 5-yard mark-off against Nimitz brings up first down 15 from the 41.
So they reset the offense at first down and 15.
Nimitz has a big offensive front. They probably should be able to control some things through the course of the game.
Williams right up the pipe. J.J. Reyes, number 55, one of a couple there in on the tackle, along with Pedro Mendez. The weather tonight, we had a little rain before everything started, but right now it's partly cloudy, 73. Humid, of course, with all that rain around. Wind will get up to about 8 miles an hour. Not a bad night. We've had games in the 1st of October when it was still pretty hot. Second and long, a little screen pass to Williams. Boy, their center, James, he was way downfield as they were setting that up. Might have got away with one, but
you know, if the ball is behind the line of scrimmage, the lineman can be down the field.
They can go as far as they want?
Yep.
Oh, nice.
If the receiver catches the ball behind the line of scrimmage, yeah.
So it's third down and about 8. 2 receivers to the near side. And they go back to Williams, and man, he is just not finding the running room like he has the first 4 weeks. If they know you're going to run, and they stack the box a little bit, They're just forcing Nimitz to start thinking about throwing the ball more.
That's correct. Yeah, if you're going to run the football on third and long, yeah, you're pretty much telling them, hey, we've got a lot of confidence in our offensive line, and we have a lot of confidence in our running back. But as you saw, MacArthur stepped up, made the stop, did a good job. They're going to get the ball back.
Molina will kick this one off with Nuama, number 1. Single setback. He's going to take it on the run. Somehow stays on his feet. He's got the edge, and he's pushed out of bounds at the 33-yard line. So a little gutsy call by Nuama. And once he was able to break free, then he was able to get the sideline. But let's check out the officials first. I see another yellow flag. Maybe he put it back in his pocket and is more just of a warning. So the second series offensively for the Redbirds, looking for their second win of the season. They've scored just over 100 points in those 4 games, but they've given up 156 in the process. And after their big win, they lost to Centennial, Byron Nelson, and Lake Highlands last week. Handoff right side, big hole for number 5, Darrell Smith, and Smith will get the first down.
Good offensive surge good surge by the offensive line of Mac that time.
Smith is the Eric Williams answer offensively for MacArthur. He comes in averaging 9 yards every time he touches the football, and he picked up about 10 there, and he has scored 6 touchdowns so far this year for MacArthur. Not as big, but pretty quick.
Very quick-footed.
Yep, they go left side. Here he comes again. And some nice downfield blocking, and he steps out of bounds. Push down again late. That was number 11, which is Jaden Hall, who plays linebacker. Yep. Came over to pursue. First and 10, new set of downs. Very quickly we run through the first quarter of play. Henderson now in the backfield. Willis comes to the near side, and Nicholas maybe back to the line of scrimmage. Bryler Nicholas. Your kids ever play for you, Coach?
Unfortunately. Unfortunately.
What does that mean?
Well, it was a very enjoyable experience. My son was a quarterback, and I tried every way in the world to keep him from selecting that position, but he convinced me otherwise, and so I had him a couple of years on the varsity. Well, his junior year he was a backup quarterback, and his senior year he was our starting quarterback.
And he lived to tell about it.
He lived to tell about it, yeah.
Nice play there on the field by Jaden Hall, number 11. They started out with Williams and Hall as their middle linebackers, but because Williams has been doing such a good job running the ball, instead the senior Raymond Perkins, number 27, gets a lot of playing time in the middle. And that's how you stop those fast backs from gaining big yards, is hit them in the backfield. So it's 3rd and 14. They try a little counter, and Nimitz is there to sniff it out. So not much going on as Nicholas ran that little counter. And now it's 4th down, so you got to decide, okay, punt, go for it. Nah, I don't want to go for it.
They're going to punt.
Going to give him good field position. So Nicholas will punt. You see right there, number 4 was Walter. Walter is now replaced, and they got a couple of other guys deep. One of those is Gibson, standing at about the 12. I would kick away from number 1. He's pretty good in the open field. Not much of a rush. Pretty good spiraling kick. They do keep it away from Gibson. Instead, it's picked up by King. Jalen King up the middle. And shoot, he almost gets up to the line of scrimmage. So second possession for the Nimitz Vikings. In pretty good stead here in the first quarter of play.
Good return right up the middle. Picked up a couple of blocks. Was able to weave his way up the field. Good job.
Watch the punt again and all the room he had with it. Following his blocks. So it's first down and 10. Let's see if Coach Rogers decides to try to pass a little bit and make them open up the middle. No, he's going to go up the middle. That's been his bread and butter. I mean, come on. 60 attempts, 402 yards for Eric Williams coming into tonight's game. Nimitz 2-2 on the year, 1-0 in district, pitching a shutout last week against Richardson. There's Coach Rogers right there.
Coach Rogers was at Mac at one time.
That Mac's been a feeder system, hasn't it?
They have.
Nice little delay up the middle. Williams with a first down.
First down.
Barrels past the 45. And that looks like the Viking offense. And they did this last week too, Coach. They never huddled. They kept the linemen right at the line. Look over to the sideline. Try to find the guy calling the plays.
Oh, yeah, they've got all kind of camouflages going on over there.
Letters.
Yep.
In your day, you just had a stone tablet, didn't you? And you had to chisel something out between plays?
Well, what we did is we would just holler the play out there.
So that everybody could hear.
Yeah.
42 dive.
Yeah. Like we were tricking them or something.
See, that they thought that was too obvious.
Yeah.
Way too obvious. Williams with another 5 yards.
He's a big back. He's a big back. He can cause lots of problems. He can make those defensive coordinators get really nervous.
I think he really shows, like in the fourth quarter, when everyone's tired, and it's a little bit harder to drag down than it was in the first quarter.
Without a doubt. Without a doubt.
This is either going to be first down or 3rd and 1. Looking at 42, Julian Garza. I say this is pretty much
Third and short.
two downs to get a yard.
I would think so. And I think I know who I would give it to if it took 2 downs.
I say the quarterback. I say fake it. See, they were reading it.
Good job by the MacArthur front.
Yes, indeed. Garza was one of them. And also Chance Ware, number 4.
Number 4. Big play.
Yep.
This is
Chance will play that defensive end spot. You've got Talina as the nose guard. Antiveros and Ware are like your wings, your defensive ends. And they had this one sniffed out from the get-go.
They really did. They did a good job of collapsing the front. And they're doing a good job of running to the football. Of course, you got to when you got a back like Williams. You got to get there. You got to get there quick.
Will this be a Maldonado keeper? Fake to Williams. Nope, I think Coach Rogers wants to call time and talk things over a little bit. So we've got a MacArthur team that started the season with a 53 win over Adamson, so a good start. And they dropped to Centennial, gave up 50 to Byron Nelson, and then the Lake Highlands game. Down 14-3, they were knocking on the door. Coach wanted to know whether to go for it or get the 3 points. There he is right there. That is Beck Nicholas, first season at Mac. There he is right there. Went to North Texas. Someone in this booth gave him his first job. That's how old. I mean, that's how talented he is. There goes Williams.
Yep.
Williams will trot into the end zone on a 4th down and 4. And my, oh my, the hole was there, Coach.
It certainly was. The offensive line did a tremendous job. Came off the ball, stayed on their blocks. And Williams was able just to scoot in. So that was a nice-looking play. Well executed.
Yeah, I mean, did anyone even touch it?
I don't think so. I mean, it was quick and it was clean.
So Molina will come in for the extra point. And it's good. So for Williams, that is his 7th touchdown of the year running the football. And whatever play they called, everyone that's involved with the offense is like, yeah, that's right. That's the play we should have called. Lake Highlands, by and far, Coach, in this district is head and shoulders, I think, above everyone else. Everyone's probably playing for second as we take a look at the replay with Williams ground level. Look at that.
That was a little counter trap. I thought it was a counter when the play developed, but I wasn't sure until I saw it on the replay. But in the backside, see the backside guard pull?
Yep.
And also the tackle.
Yep.
Good job. Block down, kick out. Good play. I think you're right. I think Lake Highlands is probably the one, but don't they play Jesuit tonight?
They have them right around the corner, if not tonight.
I think that might be your district champ, the winner of that game.
I don't know if you know how much stock you put in points differential, but Lake Highlands has a 193 in the positive in the point differentials. Jesuit minus 10, but doesn't mean anything once you get down to a couple of good teams. But yet, that just shows you just kind of what kind of team Lake Highlands has this year. Kick fielded to about the 31-yard line. That is Littleton, number 6. And the third offensive series of the night for these Cardinals.
Lake Highlands has quite a tradition. A lot of people don't know about. Several years ago, they played all the way up to the state finals. I'm not sure what year that was, but I remember watching them play out at Lubbock. I don't remember who they were playing, but they went all the way to the semis or the finals. Had a good team.
They have a solid program. Also doing good this year, who is a former member of our district, is Louisville. Seems to be playing well this year.
They really are. They really are.
We saw them last year, and they had a talented bunch of running backs and put on a show a couple of times that we saw them here at the stadium.
They have 2 D1ers. That quarterback, I believe, is going to Boise State, and the running back's going some D1 school. I'm not sure which one.
Second down, run to the left side. A couple of linemen getting all tangled up, and there had to go 1 or 2 flags. But from behind the play, you see this a lot where linemen will lock horns like a couple of rams, and they just keep pushing and tugging and twisting, and they just won't give up. Sometimes your coach don't give up to hear the whistle blow, but let's see what Terry Mayfield has in order.
Those things are going to happen, especially in a game like this. I mean, the emotions are high. The adrenaline is really running. They're not going to let that guy across the line of scrimmage get the best of them.
Yeah, they probably know each other.
Exactly.
Third down, give it a couple. The only thing nowadays is the fact that you've been given one penalty and assessed, and I believe the second one you might get tossed. So Henderson, nowhere to go. Well done. Once again, Jaden Hall, who's making a name for himself as a linebacker on this team.
Good penetration. He read that quickly, got through there, made a good tackle.
That's twice now we've seen Jaden come up with big plays on third down where he uses his quickness, just pretty much burn through the gaps between the lines and get in the backfield before they know what hit them. We'll have a punt maybe one offensive play before we end the first quarter. There's a step and a kick. Gibson's thinking about it, and it will die
33.
at the 33, 34-yard line with 3 seconds to go. So one offensive play before we end the first quarter. For one season, under Coach Brian Basil, both Rogers and Nicholas were on that staff, one as an offensive coordinator, that is Rogers, one as a defensive coordinator, and that's the MacArthur head coach. First down, we go back to Williams. He told me the story, Nicholas did, told me the story about when he was at the middle school and Florida tried to get him. And he said, you told him, if you ever get another offer, come see me first.
That's exactly right. Exactly right.
All right, that's the last play of the first quarter. Nimitz with the only score. They lead 7-0. Back with the second quarter in a moment. And downtown Dallas in the background. Fairly clear skies tonight as the Vikings try to go to 2-0 in district play. First time the quarterback Maldonado has kept. And good for maybe one or so, and it'll be 3rd down and 7. Really, the only bad thing, I guess, for Rogers and his Nimitz Vikings last week was the fact they lost a couple of fumbles. They did have some quirks on some of their special teams, but by and large, the offense toted the note, and the defense did what they had to. We talked about Jaden Hall, who sometimes will rush. He only had 4 touches last week in the backfield. Nice pickup again. Going to be close for the first. Viking players say we've got it as Eric Williams takes it pretty close, and they will move the chains.
7 yards to the
Kind of reminding me of those Florida teams, although Florida like to do the pitch out. It's just typical Nimitz, try to get things going on the ground.
Exactly right. Exactly right. Wear you down, just keep pounding you, and eventually they make you like it.
Maldonado was by himself. Williams comes back in the backfield. A low snap, one of our rare passing moments, as a man wide open and overthrows his intended receiver, Jalen King, at number 14. Jalen had a step, or two. Maldonado just put too much air in it. Good thing about tonight, the wind really not an issue, so no matter which way you're going tonight, you're not going to have any resistance from the wind.
Not a factor. Shouldn't affect the kicking game or the throwing game.
MacArthur band having fun, and why not? That is supposed to be a game. You come out, you have fun, enjoy it. Because someday you're going to have to work forever.
Eric Williams. Aaron Reagan on the stop.
Take a look there at
A gain of 5.
Eric, who has
5 at the 49.
pretty much been about, 90% of the load. So, Coach, there's the guys on the sideline holding up their cards. After this play, I want you to tell me a story about your play calling from the sideline.
Okay.
And how that differs from nowadays. Maldonado, boy, he made
down.
something out of
Good
nothing,
move.
didn't he?
Yes, he did.
So
Yes,
you
he
used
did.
to call the signals in from the sideline. You had a guy that really couldn't see you, huh?
We did. We had a guy way back when I was a defensive coordinator. I would be signaling in the defense, and he wasn't really. Our defense didn't look like what I had called. So I asked him, "What's going on?" Well, he eventually admitted. He said, "Coach, I can't see you on the sideline." So we had to make some changes and do some things where he could see. Good job right there.
There's Williams.
There you go.
Waiting on his blocks.
Yep.
Reels off about another 20.
Eric Williams.
That guy's special.
He is. He's really an outstanding back. Is
He's a senior.
he going anywhere? Has he made a commitment? Do you know of?
Not yet.
I don't either.
It's just a
somebody
basic dive left, but he's got some guys up front that are giving him some holes now.
He does. Yes, they're doing. The offensive front's doing a good job. They're coming off the ball. They're staying on their blocks. That's the key to an offensive line, to stay on your block.
First down 10. This time they fake it to him, run a slant. He kind of gave up on the ball there. Reyes did. He ran a slant, but he stopped.
Yeah.
Instead of running through, he just stopped. Don't know if he heard footsteps or maybe it should have been a hook. Going back real quick to those play calling, see, Coach, unbeknownst to you, you could have been the trendsetter if you'd have started holding up cards or something.
Yeah,
it'd have been called. It'd have been the visiting signal. See,
that's exactly right. Yeah, and like I said, we did change up though. I got where I would wear a different colored shirt than what all the other coaches had. Like if we were red, I'd wear white, and then vice versa. But
so he could see.
So he could see me. Yeah.
The question is, was he calling a good game?
Apparently he was doing pretty good. I thought about that later on. I said, well, maybe I should have just let him handle it.
Your boss may say, what did you call? I don't know. Let's ask him.
Yeah.
Third down 7.
We were pretty successful that year. That was 1972, and that's the first year Louisville went to state.
The Fighting Farmers.
We played Uvalde in the state championship game at the University of Texas.
Uvalde.
On a Friday night.
That's when all the games are there, right?
Mm-hmm.
Dive play, a fake dive, and Maldonado gets nowhere. So they got a chance to either bring out the kicker Molina and try a 47-yard field goal or go for it. I think they're going to bring Molina out.
Here comes the kicker.
Yep.
Loss of 2 to the 25.
This one was stuffed right at the line of scrimmage. They had Jaden Hall in, the backup, on that particular play. This will be about a 42-yarder. And a timeout called by Coach Rogers.
That's number 2. Second timeout of the first half. We got one left.
He's probably thinking, I don't know. Maybe we should try to go for it. The thing you don't see is you don't see Williams and Hall in the backfield at the same time. I haven't seen him try that option yet.
Right. That's, you think that might be unusual, but I'm sure they have a good reason for that. But that would be scary if both of them lined up back there.
Yeah. Which way? We talked about with some of the crew before the game about the old Veer, the Houston Veer and the Veer offense. That's pretty much what it was, a split backfield, and you'd either go right or left.
That's right.
Throw that out there and see who you want to try to stop. Well, after much discussion, or maybe little discussion,
yeah.
Molina's going to try to tee it up from 42 yards out. Maldonado is your holder, the quarterback. He says he's ready. Good snap. Good kick. It's far enough. Just between the uprights. And, yeah.
Barely got over the crossbar, didn't it? About a yard or two.
It's not 63 like in the pros, huh?
Oh, my goodness. That was something, wasn't it?
Hey, same Tucker. He went to the same high school as Drew Brees, Austin Westlake.
Yes, he did.
Yes, this just had enough legs from ground level against the beautiful blue sky in the background, and just enough.
Yeah. Never any question.
Oh, no. Knew it from the get-go.
Yeah.
So Nimitz out to a 10-0 lead. No homecoming tonight, folks. We'll have both bands and drill team at the intermission. In last week's game to Lake Highlands, MacArthur, they watched a potent offense total 511 yards offensively. And it wasn't just one-dimensional. They had 242 yards rushing and close to 270 yards passing.
That's pretty well balanced.
Yeah.
That'll take you a long ways.
Yeah, one-dimensional doesn't usually fly past a round or two. And a speedy play defensively. Well done.
It's a good tackle.
Yep,
good
by
open
the Vikings.
field tackle.
That was number 12, Hayden Williams. That'll get you a spot on anybody's special teams with speed and open field tackle.
Yes, it will.
Watch again how Williams was able to bust free. Look right about the middle of your screen. Bites off one block and just wrap up. That's all you got to do. Wrap up, coach. So let's see what the Cardinals try to do offensively. They got Henderson back in at the tailback spot. Willis fakes a jet sweep one direction, and they come back to the near side, and not a lot of room for Littleton.
Good pursuit from Nimitz. Good pursuit. Look who's on the tackle, number 11.
Jaden Hall.
Sideline to sideline.
You come to a Nimitz game, and you're watching the defensive unit just isolate on number 11. And just isolate on him and watch what he can do. I mean, he starts in the middle, and then he just comes up.
Shows up right here.
Right.
There he is. There he is.
All right, second down and about 12. Good pursuit by everyone else, too, on that Viking defense. A little down and out. Did he get the toe in? Yes, sir.
Still short of the first down. Good catch. Good throw.
That's Littleton, who just ran the sweep. That was a trademark of Coach Basil's offensive teams, those jet sweeps.
It was, and you know, and a little bit later, they started adding some option in with that. Some, you know, they'd pitch. They would run a jet sweep, and then a guy ended up pitching it.
So third down and short, they go out again. That should be good
down.
enough for a first down. He had some speedsters. Those years when he had guys where they went pretty far in the postseason or made the playoffs, they had speed that could turn those corners.
They did.
Got a penalty flag down. So it's either going to be a first down or MacArthur's going to have to set up shop third and long. Resetting the play clock. They keep looking at the play clock at the other end. Or maybe can you see the play clock because the band is in the way?
Could be. That could very easily be the situation.
Nowadays, a band has all sorts of, not just the band itself, but then they have props.
They do have
the
a lot of props
underneath the goalposts there.
And they spend a lot of time working on them, and they spend a lot of time perfecting their routine.
This is Henderson. Hit once, twice, not even to the line of scrimmage. Gets an escort back in the other direction. Barrera, Griffin, a couple of guys right there that seem to be in a lot of tackles as well. The safety and the corner who comes up to support. We will have both bands again at halftime. Late arriving crowd for Viking fans. They had a good one for homecoming.
Pretty good crowd tonight.
Yeah, they
Pretty good.
starting to trickle in. Got a man in the seam. He's hit pretty hard at his sails way up there as Willis can't connect. There's Griffin again, number 9, back on the coverage. Maybe it was a planting the foot issue, don't know what, but that one sailed on Glendon. Does stop the clock, and it's third down and 9. Nimitz a little confused on their assignments defensively. In the flat, oh!
Big hit.
Big hit on the play.
24.
Coming up to make the stop, big number 24, Damian Salas, one of the 4 linebackers in this 3-4 scheme. Recall last week it was 24 that went to the house on a play similar to this one where they threw it in the flats. This time he just comes up with a major league pop. Last week he had a pick 6.
Showed a lot of quickness on there. He's a good read the formation, read the play.
Punter's been busy tonight. This is his 3rd punt. Vikings opt to not make a play on that one, as Gibson thought about it. Get a backspin at the 40, and there's plenty of time on the clock for the Vikings here in the 2nd quarter. Cardinals need to come up with a stop. You hate to say something this early in the ball game, but you don't want to be down 17-0 at the half, because Nimitz will get the football to start the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, Mac needs a defensive stop right here. Right here. They need to try to get the ball back before the half. Maybe they could muster up something. But the most important thing is making a stop. And that guy right there is hard to stop.
Well, he keeps his feet moving.
Yes, he does.
If you notice, when he's tippy-toeing and trying to find an opening between the line, he's always moving. The feet are moving. And it's hard to stop someone that's constantly moving like that. Vikings in no hurry, and they shouldn't be.
No, you're right. Eat up as much clock as they can, try to take the ball down the field as far as they can.
338 total yards of offense for this Viking team. And
first down by 2nd effort right there.
Yep, tonight they just hand off to number 2. Pretty soon you would think that MacArthur would maybe push those linebackers a little closer to the line of scrimmage, just daring Nimitz to do something other than give it to number 2.
They're probably going to have to make some kind of adjustment, that they're going to have to start bringing some people, bringing some linebackers or bringing some people off the edge.
Left side, that time only 1.
You can run some blitzes and stunts on rundowns. I mean, they're designed that you just fill a gap with a body, and that's looks like what MacArthur's going to have to start doing. Doesn't have to wait for a passing down to run a blitz or a stunt.
Thompson and King split to our side, the near side. Go left. There's that big hole left side. Williams forced out of bounds near the 25.
He's a very patient runner. Does a good job of waiting for the blocks to develop, and then he's got that extra gear he can step into, and I'm impressed. He's doing an outstanding job.
Kind of a counter-esque, a stutter step right, then he went left.
Of course, the real heroes are those offensive linemen. None of this could be possible without those guys.
You notice that left side's been very favorable.
Very, very much.
Got Campbell, Garcia, left side blocking, although the last series they ran the counter.
Timeout, MacArthur.
Viacala and Flores both kind of countered and got the hole open as well. So 3:50 left on the clock. While we take a break, let's take a look at the district standings coming into tonight's game. And there's Old Lake Highlands, 5-0 on the year, a perfect 5-0. Jesuit at 3-1 and 1-0 in district, along with Nimitz. The only 3 teams undefeated in district, which is kind of rare at this point.
Yeah, it is.
And then everything kind of breaks off after Nimitz. Look at the overall one-loss records just coming into district. No one more than just one win.
You know, just looking at the standings, it's Lake Highlands and Jesuit, and then, of course, that third and fourth slots, those are going to be kind of up for grabs, looks like.
They are. It could come down to the last week.
Week 10, yeah.
Yep. All right, Maldonado to his right. Pump fakes. He's got a guy wide open in the end zone. Count it. Touchdown. That is Ashton Thompson, the junior wide receiver. This guy hadn't had a lot of play, a lot of catches, and he just runs a straight fly down the sideline.
Good bootleg. They ran the bootleg pass off of the counter. You know, faked it to Williams, and then the quarterback came out on the backside. Receiver's wide open. Good pass.
Yeah.
It's good.
17-0. At the 3:42 mark before intermission.
You know, there's a counter fake right there. Quarterback rolls out, throws the ball. Good pass, good catch.
Did they bite on the fake?
Yes, they did. Yeah, see 34.
Yep.
Went inside. I promise you his responsibility is to contain the quarterback. He just got a little bit excited when he saw him faking the ball to Williams, and he takes a step inside, allows the quarterback to get out around him, throw the ball unmolested.
Either that or they thought they were throwing to his favorite receiver, Gibson, number 1.
Could be, yep. You know, that's well-executed play by the players, but I'll tell you what, that was a good call by the coaches.
What do you think the head coach for MacArthur is talking about right now?
I don't know. I don't know if he saw something in the formation that was not quite right, or I didn't see anything out of the ordinary as far as the formation or the play developed.
Beck, believe it or not, when he was at Mac, taught sign language, American and Chinese sign language when he was at Mac. A lost art, the sign language. Didn't even know you could do multicultural. And the run back. Nice play at the 26-yard line.
Number 14 again.
Yep, that is Jalen King. They've got some pretty good guys there on the kickoff team.
Yeah.
With some good speed on their hands.
I'm impressed with their kick coverage on their special teams.
First down 10.
So now with the Vikings up 17-0. 3.5 minutes or so to go before the intermission. And Nimitz gets the ball to start the second half, Coach. This is, you know, getting pretty imperative for Mac to move it.
Mac's got to make something happen right here.
And there's a start.
Don't get out of your game plan, but I mean you got to play with a little urgency, and you got to come up with some plays and get the ball down the field. Like you said, you don't want to have a 14-point swing with them scoring and then coming right back and getting the ball in the second half.
That was good enough for 6. Willis calling the plays. Triplets here to the near side, and that's the direction he's going to go. Nicholas with one block gets about 3 yards past the line of scrimmage. He had Marzell, number 3, out there trying to block along with Littleton.
First down. Nope.
Well, I keep waiting for him to move the sticks.
The referee over there signaled first down.
Well, the clock's running. So is it a first down or not a first down?
First down.
Left side. Oh, he stayed in bounds. A couple of missed blocks there as Littleton trying to make something happen. He's got the sideline. He's got a gap. We got a flag back at the 34, Coach.
Block in the back. Block in the back. That's questionable, but, you know, they called it. It is what it is.
That was Smith, number 5, the tailback.
Yes, it will. Yeah, that's a momentum breaker right there. That hurts.
Terry Mayfield, the referee tonight, talking to the head coach. Robert Reed's an umpire. Head linesman Ronald Gildery. Line judge David Steffen. Back judge Joshua Johnson. Side judge Rick Andrade. And the field judge is Clark Rogers. Wally Banks, our clock operator.
Not only that take points off the board, it's a big penalty, 15 yards, a personal foul.
Yeah, that's the rare 15-yarder these days. Everything else is about 10. So Smith will sit down and Henderson will go in the backfield now. And they just do a quick little out. He hits Littleton here on the side. Stop the clock, the ball to 26, but they've got to get to the 44-yard line to pick up a first.
Yep.
Still time. They've got 2 timeouts in their pocket. Closing in on the 2-minute mark of the second quarter. All Nimitz so far, folks, here in the first half. Nimitz looking to avenge last year's last-second loss to MacArthur, which was 27-24. Bounce back to the quarterback, and that's a long throw to the far sideline. And 2 Vikings are there to make sure it stayed that way. Salas, number 24, one of them. You see him there making the tackle. That's a tough throw, Coach, to throw that far.
When you throw the ball from this hash mark all the way to the far sideline, that is a big, big-time throw for anybody. Tom Brady has a hard time making that throw sometimes.
That's when things can get dicey. It gives so much time for the defensive guys to react.
Ball is in the air for a long time, and the defense can react to it quickly. You're right.
3rd and 15. Smith back in at tailback. Willis fires, complete to Littleton. Breaks 1 tackle, 2, and with good efforts, gets the first down. Well done by Tyler Littleton. If given time, Willis can hit those speedy wideouts. And the last few yards, Coach, was all Littleton.
That's exactly right.
Like 4 guys around him. Even Salas, who usually is a pretty good tackler, missed that one. So they're gonna feast on some down and outs here, Coach.
Offensive line doing a good job of protecting the quarterback.
Gain of 5, 2nd down 5 at midfield.
So it's 2nd and 5. Washington now in at one of the linebackers for Nimitz. A little crossing pattern that is complete. Hits Marzell, number 3. Maybe 4 on the play.
3rd and 2.
But the main thing is the clock.
Yes, they got to get the ball down the field.
Yeah, indeed.
You know, it's a tough situation. You want to get the first down, you want to get the ball down the field. I don't know what's right, what's wrong, but we know you got to get the ball down the field eventually.
Plenty on the play clock, just not a lot on the game clock. Nimitz playing a little soft. Willis incomplete. That'll stop the clock. And you know, if you're Coach Nicholas, you don't want to really try a field goal. You want 6 points. You want a touchdown.
Exactly.
Most of his passes, his most effective passes, are about 10 yards.
He's having more success with throwing the out route.
Yeah.
Oh,
A
no.
quick pitch and a fumble. It's still loose. Who wants it? It's still loose. Bodies are flying. Hey, even if Nimitz doesn't get it, it's a win for them.
Oh,
it pushes
yes,
the ball
because
back so far.
He puts the ball down at the 33-yard line with 15 seconds to go. Nimitz got a chance to score. They can take a shot. They can throw the ball in the end zone. It comes up incomplete. Maybe a 40-something yard field goal.
True. Yeah, they got 1 timeout.
Yes, they do.
I mean, why not just try a deep pass, right?
It's a good thought.
Well, 15 seconds, you got 2 plays. At least 2 minutes.
I agree. Unless you're the Dallas Cowboys.
There goes Mr. Williams.
Yeah, you're
Eric
tired.
Williams
They
on the
did.
carry. There's a flag on the
There's a
play.
flag, though, over there. I'm believing one of the wideouts for Nimitz got caught with the penalty. And so that even gets them out of field goal range. So,
To the hold.
yeah. So they were
Okay.
really in good
Yeah,
shape
they
up to
were.
that point. Nimitz going to use that last timeout, maybe. I think so. The winner of this district, which is 7-6A, matches up against 8-6A. That's the old Arlington Grand Prairie district from years gone by. Last week, Martin just took care of Arlington High big
They
time,
destroyed. That was a
65
surprise
to
to me.
17.
Yeah.
Ugh. Grand Prairie High with their second win of the season over Sam Houston, 31-19. So they more or less kind of get back into that, well, are we in a Hail Mary situation for Nimitz with 8 seconds to go? With no timeouts, if you're MacArthur, you want to give them the middle but kind of funnel them in that direction so they don't go 10 and out and run out of bounds to stop the clock. We've already seen that the kicker can kick a 42-yarder. I mean, they get 10 yards on the play. Outplay 10 yards, stops the clock. They have time to kick a field goal. But they got 3 receivers to the top, all bunched together. And then you got Gibson to the near side. He's the hands man, and they're going in Gibson's direction. Incomplete, and that'll do it for the quarter.
That's it.
And the first half. So, for the Nimitz Vikings, a successful 2 quarters of play, capitalizing on the running game of Eric Williams. The officials are still on the field. So we're going to do it all over again, Coach.
Throw it down there one more time. I would.
Second down 10.
Well, you've got Thompson, who caught the touchdown pass last time. He is split all the way toward us in the near side. You've got Gibson in the middle of him and King. So Maldonado looks one way. He goes right down the middle, and he had a guy, but just couldn't hit him. It was Gibson. Gibson had about 3 steps on the defender, but overthrew his man. And now it's officially halftime with Nimitz throwing a shutout, 17-0. We'll have the band and more after this. Stay with us. So the Nimitz Vikings have a 17-0 lead over their arch rivals from MacArthur High School, trying to get even from last year's devastating Hail Mary loss by those cardiac cards. It is halftime. We'll have both bands and drill teams, and in fact, which we have seen quite often in this series, both drill teams from both schools performing at the same time, both the Vicas and the Cardettes. So let's go down to the field for your halftime enjoyment.
And your Vicas dance team captain, Evelyn Rodriguez. The Cardinal dancers officers are Junior Lieutenant Caitlin Mayhew, Senior Lieutenant Morgan Massey, First Lieutenant Sophia Mercado, and Captain Michaela Romero. Smile of the week is Social President Samantha Diaz. Micah Spirit Girl of the week is Ashlyn Allen. The Viper of the week is Head Manager Maria Mendoza. Micah's Teacher of the week is Miss Hill. Micah's Administrator of the week is Wendy Trammell. Credit Spirit Girl of the week is Elaine Wallace. Credit Rookie of the week is Veronica Salazar. Credit of the week is Brittany Wilson. Credit Teacher of the week is Mr. Williams. The Viking is under the direction of William Kaznicki, Christian Coven, and the Credits under the direction of Christy Lutton. Today, the Drill Team are using tweet columns to respond to a monster battle with breast cancer and to bring awareness to those who are still fighting. Tonight, we are proud to take the field together in the spirit of friendship, sportsmanship, to bring you your halftime entertainment. Sit back and relax and enjoy this high energy soccer team to Disco Inferno. Please welcome on the field for your halftime entertainment, the Nimitz High School Viking Band. Justin Guzman and Jacob Hernandez. The Vikings Band is under the direction of band directors Nathan Ewing, Michelle Crosso, Dan Gilmer, Ashley Tran, Caleb Mines, and Brian Gonzalez.
right, the Nimitz band with their big performance, and while we wait for the MacArthur Cardinal band to get onto the field and entertain us with their halftime performance, let's take a look at some highlights here in the first half. And it starts defensively with a big interception, the tip drill picked off by Omari Griffith with the tip there, and one of a couple of turnovers. The ground game once again on the shoulders of this guy, number 2, Eric Williams. Big run, first score of the ball game. He's got 124 yards just in the first half. Here he is with another big chunk offensively. 10-0 in favor of Nimitz at the time. One bright spot here is Littleton. He had 4 catches in the first half. Nice move there on the down and out. And then, he saw Mr. Salas last week. He makes another presence this week with the big hit. Going to feel that one, huh? And then finally, Maldonado. The pump to Gibson, and he goes instead with the touchdown pass to Aston Thompson at the 3:42 mark before the half. And that's all the scoring, 17-0 in the first half in favor of Nimitz. Now the stats, pretty much what you would expect with this lead. The Cardinals just cannot get anything going rushing the football. They turned it over twice. Meanwhile, on the Vikings side, it's run, and let's run some more. 134 total yards rushing, 124 of those by Eric Williams. They've only had to pass 7 times. They completed 3 of those. And that's how we stack up statistically in the first half. And let's go down to the field. We've already seen the drill team perform. And let's go down to the field for the Irving MacArthur halftime show.
Imaginary by Randall Stanbridge. Music is arranged by Evan Van Dorn. The band is under the direction of Andy Hossa, Marcus Cardinal, Bill Aguilar, and Tommy Bridges. Sub-majors for the band are Eddie Martinez, Evan Oliver, and Jason Muir. Soloists are Cole Stewart and Jonathan Roman. Band members for the week are Valerie Ramirez, Stuart Edward Jameson, Lisa Paredes Ramirez, and Dr. Ramirez. Sub-majors, this is band ready.
So the MacArthur Cardinal Band finishes it off with the fight song. It is halftime. The score, the Vikings 17, the Cardinals 0. We'll have the second half action when we come back. So the Vikings will get the football to start the second half play on top 17-0. And, Coach, I really don't see the Vikings doing anything different than what they've done already unless MacArthur really throws something at them that shuts down that offense, because with Eric Williams at already 124 yards in the first half, might as well just keep giving it to the big fella until they stop him.
Well, I think you're exactly right, Rob. It's, there's no need for them to try to change their game plan. Just continue to do what they've been doing. Unless MacArthur makes some kind of change, meaning they're going to try to stack the box.
Offensively for Mac, that might be a tougher question to answer. I don't know. There's the kick, fielded at the 5-yard line. Right up the middle, and he's just tripped up over the 30. Really nice speed there, and well done by number 3, which is Tony. The series, the head-to-head series, pretty much dominated by Mac since 2014. Nimitz had to go 2 overtimes in 2010. They won it in 2013, so it'll be the first time since 2013 Nimitz left the stadium with a win. A lot of close games, so it's never been really one-sided.
No, it really hasn't. I bet if you went back a long ways, you would find that they were all relatively close.
So they do just like we thought they would do, and they stick to the ground, and why not? Eric Williams to the right side.
Looks like on that first play, of course you can't tell a whole lot about the first play, but it looks like MacArthur is trying to get penetration to disrupt that counter play. Just try to knock people off their paths and create people in running lanes. We'll see what they do this time.
Yeah, they pretty much have 5 guys stacked at the line of scrimmage. And they send him as soon as the snap is made, and it's working well. That is Chance Ware, number 4, that made the tackle there. He started in a stand-up position, like a standing linebacker or a defensive end that stands up, doesn't even get in the 3-point stance. He was, if you watch him there, he's like right in the gap between the guard and the tackle. And as soon as the ball was snapped, he took off.
This is an important series for Mac. They need to make a stop, not let Nimitz score, keep the game close.
They run the option, and they go to Williams, and he pretty much draws a crowd.
Forced a punt.
And MacArthur does what you want him to do in the first series.
Exactly. Yep. Got to give him credit.
question will be, have they made any adjustments offensively in the second half? Standing by his lonesome is Nuama. He's always a threat. Good speed. They get the kickoff, and Nuama will just watch that one bounce, and it takes a Viking hop to the 23rd-yard line. Haven't had too many penalties in the first half. Couple of mistakes and turnovers, one fumble and one interception on that first series.
One big major penalty, MacArthur having the touchdown call back right before the half.
That's probably the biggest.
That's the biggest one.
And I wonder if they'll try to give it to Smith more, number 5. He's there in the backfield. He's got the capabilities. Definitely has the speed. They fake it to him. They run a crossing pattern, and it's broken up by Salas. What a nice job by Salas. Number 24. So they did something a little different, Coach. They had 2 guys lined up to the near side, wide receivers, and they just did a crossing pattern. They just crisscross. And so to a certain degree, at least on the first play, the Cardinals being a little aggressive offensively. Marzell in motion.
That's probably one of the few times they've thrown on first down. You're right. There he goes.
And there it is. Plenty of room. This one's going to work.
Lots of speed.
Yeah, speed kills. And that is 77 yards by Mr. Smith. So he gets it back.
No flags.
Wait, there is a flag on the play.
Is there?
Oh, yeah, look, down there at the 14-yard line. I was about to say that he would, before he celebrates, he needs to look around first. Downfield block, something after the play.
At the 12-yard line, by number 25. He's 15 yards from the 12. First down. No touchdown.
Coach Nitz was having a talk with him right there.
It had to be perhaps Smith taunting. Let's watch
right,
it as he goes.
What I'm thinking.
When he gets to about the 12. Let's see if he turns around. Well, okay, nothing there. Does he point? I guess they called him right there. Unless he stepped out of bounds. No, they called the flag. So they just, I guess, called him for taunting. Meanwhile, back to play, Marzell.
Good job. Good effort. Good second effort. Kept his balance.
Inside the 15. So this is 2 touchdowns that Smith has had called back tonight. That was 77 yards, Coach. And I don't know, ticky-tack play? I mean, he did, he just kind of did his hand up. He didn't really wave.
He might have said something that nobody heard except the official.
Yeah, so they called taunting on it. 1st and 10. That's Henderson right side. He almost gets through the gap. Closes in a hurry. Number 8, Barrera, the senior.
MacArthur offensive line's coming off the ball real well.
It was like the coach was telling me before the ball game. One moment they look unstoppable, and the next moment they look like they can't get a first down.
Shooting herself in the foot, aren't they?
Yeah, Henderson in the back. They give to Henderson. He's hit right at the line of scrimmage. Somehow gets away from it. Trying to find an outside seam. He's still on his feet and gets inside the 5-yard line. Great effort by Brandon Henderson.
That's a pretty good combination MacArthur's got right now. They're 2 running backs.
Yeah, it is. Smith and Henderson. They're not big.
No, they're not.
They're not going to run you over, but they're very quick. And they just don't give up. He's got good moves. He's very quick. He made a nice cut back right there.
Yes, he did.
So they're inside the 5, first and goal. Smith is back in there.
Back in.
They look to his direction. The quarterback, Willis, is going to throw in the back of the end zone. Incomplete. I think Willis might have been able to score. You see Smith there, number 5, a little upset. Hey, throw it to me. Run my direction. Nope, now Smith's saying it's my fault. Stops the clock. Still second down and goal inside the 5. They just seem, in this very early stages of the second half, Coach, Mac just seems to be a little bit more quicker. Right side, he stopped at the line of scrimmage. He gets around the corner. Does he score or not?
Out of bounds. Close.
Pretty darn close.
That's a great effort by that young man. Great individual effort.
If you're the defensive coordinator for Nimitz, you got to say, look, you've got to wrap him up, and you've got to contain him.
Yeah.
Watch the sideline. You want to be
Watch the replay on
Want to be a sideline cameraman? See, he gets shaded by the official. Next thing you know, wow, right over the pylon. Back to live action.
Touchdown, MacArthur.
Cardinals say we're over, and they are. So the quarterback keeper, and Mac gets on the board with under 8 minutes to go here in the third quarter. So Willis gets the TD. The old-fashioned way, the quarterback sneak. Extra point is good. Making a ball game of it, 17-7. So now, Coach, as we take a look at the touchdown, quarterback sneak. Quarterback under center. Not out of the shotgun. Gets it over the line. You know, there might have been a tendency earlier for Nimitz to play conservative.
Yeah, I still think they'll stick with their game plan and just, run the football with Williams. He's such a great back. He's such a threat at all times. So I think they'll stay with that. But, it couldn't have been any better for MacArthur to come out on defense, make a stop, 3 and out, take the ball down the field, score. Like you said, they're back in the game.
And score not once but twice.
Yeah.
So 2 touchdowns for Mac have been called back tonight. They made up of one of the 2. But the Cardinals, they, on that last series, did a really good job of a balanced attack. Combination of throwing. They started throwing. And then once they got the throws to work, then they all of a sudden shifted gears into running. And here we go, the onside kick. Did it go 10 yards? It's free, but Nimitz will recover. The kicker, Nicholas, was right on it. He was just waiting for the 10 yards. And Barrera, number 8, was there to cover it for Nimitz. Man, that could have gone the other way.
It was very close, yes. They had a chance. They had a shot at getting it, and they did go 10 yards. Good kick. Here it is right here.
So he's got to wait.
Right there.
Yep.
Yep.
It's almost like he overran it.
Exactly. Plus, like a golf shot, a chip shot, it bounced back.
He had the reverse spin on it. I like what they did. He looked in one direction as a kicker, then all of a sudden took off running. Here comes Williams. Williams at the 20. Williams, touchdown. And just like that, the Vikings answer the call. Man, he's fun to watch, Coach.
He really is. He's a very, very good football player. He's a very good running back. He's really smooth. I'm impressed with his ability to be patient to hit the hole, and then he just explodes.
Well, that's got to be deflating for the Cardinals.
Yeah, it does. They had fought their way back.
Extra point is good, and just like that, it's back to a 17-point game. Coach, talk us through this one.
Again, it was just it wasn't a counter. It was just a dive play. And, you saw on the backside, MacArthur stunted, brought several people on that side, and that leaves you shy somewhere. Yeah, they did pull a guard. It was a counter. But, he is an outstanding back. Got to give him a lot of credit. Of course, an offensive line, but he's really a good player.
From ground level,
again.
you just watch him. He ran through a couple. Nice downfield block right there. Both the wide receivers. You don't have to manhandle your cornerback or your safety. You just got to get in the way.
He has excellent speed also. Smooth, strong, excellent speed.
Yeah, Vikings are going to miss that young man next year. We've watched him grow up, literally and figuratively.
He's been there a long time.
Yeah.
Yeah, they will miss him.
So whatever doubts perhaps the Vikings might have had on how they were going to answer the call, they do so with Mr. Williams. And we're still hadn't reached the 7-minute mark yet in the third quarter. Fair catch, some bodies fly. And MacArthur will take over at around their own 31-yard line. Well, if you're Mac, I mean, on the positive side, Nimitz didn't use a lot of time up.
Yeah, Mac, I think just got to go back and do what they did on that last drive. Just be patient, take what they give them. Like you said, throw the ball into the zone areas in front of them, and then run it. Just be patient.
It'll be a 15-yard mark off against Nimitz. They call the late hit. I didn't know if he hit the guy with the ball or just hit a blocker. But once again, Willis will go to work here. The question is he going to hand off or throw? Well, he's going to throw. He's got a little room. Pressure down. Ball goes sailing out of bounds as the pressure was applied by big number 45. That is Duncan. Nimitz did a good job of covering the guys in the field. He really didn't have much place to go. Brandon Duncan is the backup nose guard. He's in there. Amaya 41 is in there. There he is right there. And Murillo, number 55. Those are the guys, the three guys up front. We go back over here to the near side. And it's picked up by Marzell. You know, that particular play has become such a staple in offenses in high school ball, Coach, where they pretty much, it's like a wide receiver screen with just one other receiver out there.
You know, and the principle of it is that they're getting the ball outside to an outstanding athlete in the open field to start with. So, I mean, it puts a lot of pressure on your defense. Got to be good tacklers.
Willis again, flush from the pocket. Two men. Looks like they were trying to hit Marzell again. Incomplete pass. We've called out Hayden Williams' name, number 12, quite often tonight. The safety playing like a center fielder, had a bead on that one.
Salas has done a good job in coverage also, 24.
He has. Had that big hit in the first half.
Yes.
.6:17 left in the third quarter.
Timeout, MacArthur.
Just a little confused out there on what they need to do. Well, it's because it's fourth down. Let's start there. It's fourth down and about 4. And they're at a point again to where they need to put points on the board. Now, you know, even down by 17, since it is still the third quarter, even if they march down and just kick a field goal, knock it to 2 touchdowns, they're somewhat keeping the pressure on. but they just got to get there first. So for the Cardinals, this is their second district game of the season. They got a tough one next week against Jesuit.
Yes.
Then they've got the Tigers and Richardson, both very winnable ball games. Berkner and then Pierce. And Pierce is another winnable ball game. This is such a blessing for the Irving schools to get in this Richardson district, Coach. It's more competitive for these guys than they've had in a while.
It has been beneficial for them, yes, and I'm happy for the Irving schools.
Fourth down, going for the first, throw it right to the Viking, right down the sideline. He's not going to be touched, and for the second week in a row, the Vikings have a pick six. Tobias Walter, number 4, the senior, like in that Super Bowl where O'Donnell just threw it right to the Cowboy, and we've got.
Do we have an illegal block on that play? We got a player down.
Might have one away from the play.
Yeah, I thought
this would be the third touchdown of this game called back because of the penalty, Coach.
And not to be critical of the young man that threw the block, but it was an unnecessary block.
Got a couple of guys down.
You knew the returner was going to outrun an offensive lineman. So
what happens, and we're not by any way taking up for the young player.
No.
But you get in a game against a rival.
Oh, of course.
You get a chance to get a really good shot in.
Exactly. Again, emotions play a lot in these kind of games.
Block in the back. Akpom, number 75, who was chasing the play. It's like the Larry Brown in that Super Bowl. Well, they just threw it right to him.
Right here.
And there's the block.
That's
right
a good,
there.
clean block.
You call
11.
That? You said that was okay?
I think so. He had his head in front, had his shoulder in front.
Well, Walter's going to say, you better show me that in the film room on Saturday. So the points are erased. Had one other Cardinal that got up a little gingerly, and that's the receiver, Smith. He's taking his time coming off the field. There he is right there.
First down 10 minutes at the MacArthur 37.
Well, for Nimitz, they're saying, okay, well, just give us time off the clock. They fake it to Williams, throw across the middle, and almost picked off. Well, they said they got it. I thought it hit the ground, but let's see. The refs are going to give it to him. That went off the hands of Jalen Keene, number 14. The refs are going to talk about this.
Yeah, interesting on the replay, so let me see.
That would be a huge turn of events within this game, Coach. 1 minute Nimitz has a touchdown, the next minute they're turning it over.
I'm with you. I thought it hit the ground.
Yeah.
Incomplete pass defended by number 20.
Let's take a look at the replay from the end zone. Maldonado. Ball's tipped.
Yeah, it hit the ground.
Yeah. Good job, guys. Ford says, I've got it. I've got it.
Cameraman did an excellent job.
Yep, second down and long. So let's go quarterback keep this time. Maldonado hits the dirt very wisely. They ran that play last week against Richardson, and he really picked up some yards as they were king on Williams. Cardinals have done a much better job of containing Maldonado, the sophomore. Says, yeah, it's fun. You got this guy to hand off to. Cardinals might have jumped off sides. This is a free play. Incomplete. Getting a little sloppy here in the third quarter.
Yeah.
One of the Nimitz Viking players, one of the linemen.
72.
Yeah, Isaac Flores. He was asking his center to like pull his arm out of the socket or something. And he goes rushing over to the sideline, and they throw a backup in there. So it's 3rd and 1. Bonilla now in at one of the offensive linemen. Williams breaks a tackle, spins for another 3 yards. Coach, they had him at the line, and he's such a big guy. When you hit him, he's not going to go down just on one hit.
No, he's not. It's the old adage about whether you hit him high or you hit him low, and he's such a strong-legged back, and that was he took a pretty good blow on his legs and just kept going.
So a fresh set of downs. Bad snap. Maldonado picks it up. He turns left. He's outside the pocket. He can throw it if he wants to. Boy, he's lucky to get back close to the line of scrimmage.
He is. Good scramble.
One of the rare miscues tonight between the center and the quarterback. It was just on the ground. So, Coach, he gets outside the hash mark here. He could have thrown it away, right?
He could have, yes. Yep.
2nd and about 11. The deuce is wild. There he goes again.
He's definitely a downhill type runner, isn't he?
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to worry about him running east and west. He's going to go north and south with a lot of authority.
When seasons first start, coaches really don't know sometimes what their game plan will be. Is Maldonado a crossing pattern, wide open, and a touchdown. Nicely done. Maldonado hitting number 3, Tony. And the Vikings hit the board again.
Nimitz is doing a good job offensively of, the run and the pass. They're doing a good job with mixing the pass in there, and it's been very effective.
Well, that's right on the numbers, too.
Sure was.
Wasn't like he had to work for it. Pretty good play calling.
I originally thought the ball had been tipped at the line of scrimmage, but apparently it wasn't.
Well, we'll take a look at it again and see if we can pick that up.
No, it was clean.
Just threw it just a tad behind him, but not so much to where he had to break stride. And one more look.
Good job of protection. Looked like MacArthur was in a zone at that time. Instead of a man coverage, they were in zone, looked like.
Tell you what, this has been the longest 4 minutes. I mean, we're still a little bit over 3 here in the 3rd quarter. That whole situation where Mac had scored, but then they got called back because of taunting. Then they get the score again, and then Nimitz gets the ball. All that just only took up 4 minutes. Got some other games coming up on ICTN. We've got 3 more to go. We've got Nimitz once again taking on the Irving Tigers. And got Irving and Mac after that. And finish off Mac against the Eagles of Richardson. I predict MacArthur will win that game against Richardson. So it goes into the end zone. You have a whole quarter and 24 points, though, to make up. And so Willis, who came in 40 out of 73, 348 yards and a couple of touchdowns, will probably have to do a little more of that.
I think so. I think they're going to have to probably get out of their original game plan, start throwing the ball a little bit more just due to the time factor.
management issue there. Timeout called on the field.
Delay.
Yeah, player personnel was there, but it seems like the assignment was a little selfie time on the sideline. Pull the mask down, take a selfie, put the mask down. So they've got Henderson behind Willis and a couple of speedsters on the near side. They try that reverse. That looked like a forward lateral. Flags galore. That will be a forward lateral, which is also a loss of down. And the Nimitz safety or linebacker, guess who? Jaden Hall, number 11. All in their business.
He's always around the football. Isn't he?
Yep.
Good linebacker, good sense, good football IQ, looks like.
Nimitz does a good job. There's Salas, number 24. He just made a beeline for the player. And then as soon as they decided to try to lateral it off, then it really went downhill from there. So they lose a down. Second down in an eternity. Willis from the end zone. Hey, gets it complete. I mean, he was hit as he let that ball go.
Yes, he was.
And Nicholas came down with the catch. They've got to get to the 35-yard line for a first down. So third and extremely long. Willis running for his life in the end zone. Willis once again running, and nowhere to go. I have not seen the Nimitz line being so aggressive and so good in a long time, Coach.
True, they're doing an excellent job. They're getting a lot of penetration. You know, also a situation where down in distance dictates, hey, just put your ears back and go get the quarterback. You know, you don't have to watch for draw. You don't have to watch for screen. You don't have
You
to.
just know to go after the quarterback.
Yeah.
Makes it a little easier, doesn't it?
Yeah. Certain situations. But,
Fourth down.
you know, the effort's there. They're doing a good job effort-wise.
Nicholas, a high kick. It's going to bounce around the 35. Nimitz will have excellent field position. The lead, the football, and time on their side. All the elements swaying the game in one direction. And when you have a running game like the Vikings currently do, it's kind of tough for someone down
24.
by 24 points to come back. I was wondering if they were going to give Williams a rest. He's still there.
Still there, still lining up at the I-back.
He's got to be at least at 200 yards by now. If not, pretty darn close. Williams right side.
It's a good tackle, good open field tackle right there.
You know, Hobbs White, 17.
Uh-huh.
Gets up a little gimpy after that. Well, he's fired up. He doesn't want to show that he's hurting at all. But Williams kind of coming up a little gingerly. I'm not the coach. We do have a flag down behind the play.
Here comes 11.
Yep. Hall's going to come
Hall's
in for
coming
Williams.
in.
Williams appears to be running off okay, but
I think he's okay.
you know, we've talked about all the extracurricular going on between the linemen after the play, and this time the Vikings are called and it moves them back 10 yards, so it's going to be 1st and 20. Hall just buries the shoulder and goes. He runs like a linebacker, Coach. I just noticed, I don't know if this is something new, but they have the down marker on both sides of the field.
You know, I noticed that in a college game the other day. I'm like you, I hadn't noticed it in a high school game, but I did see it in a college game.
The colleges, they have those ones that are all that light up.
Oh yeah, you don't even have to change. They change. They're automatically changed.
Yeah.
Each time.
Back to Hall.
Good penetration by the MacArthur front, 55.
The other thing I like, and I don't see a lot of colleges do this, I saw it at a Longhorn game, is they have a guy that it's on like a tripod, like a down marker. But think of the marker being a little bit wider. And what it is it tells you how much time is left when they take a commercial timeout.
I noticed that.
It'll be a digital clock, and the guy will run it out there, and people can see how much time before they come back from the break.
I noticed that Saturday. I went to the Arkansas A&M game.
Okay, they have it there?
They had it there, too.
Okay.
I noticed that, yes. Bad snap. Hall picked it up.
He's like, look, I don't get to run the ball much, so
I'm going to take
I'm
one
going to pick the
again.
fumble up for Pete's sakes.
That's an important stop for MacArthur.
It is.
At this point in the game, I mean, you know, they're not out of it yet. They're not giving up. They're still battling.
I think Nimitz is just in the time waster mode right now. You know, Coach Rogers told me a couple of weeks ago, he goes, you know, I'm not one of these coaches that want to run up the score. I just want to play to win. Punter does a good job of acting. He's not going to get the call. MacArthur will have it about their own 15 with about one play to run before we head for the fourth quarter. That Flower Mound Marcus game against Plano. Flower Mound had the ball, had a big lead, and they throw a touchdown pass like within a minute left in the game. The two coaches had a nice conversation at midfield afterwards.
Yeah. Speaking of coaches, you know that Coach Rogers' father and brother are coaches.
Did not know that.
And all three of them have state championship rings.
Rogers at Ennis, right?
Uh-huh. And I can't remember where his dad was when he won a state championship, and I think his brother was at Ennis also when he won a state championship.
Well, we have finished 3, headed for 4. Vikings 31, Cardinals 7. Back with the final quarter in a moment. So the Cardinals have 15 minutes and counting, or 12 minutes and counting, to try to get back in this ball game. They opt to go to the ground. If they can find the edge, Henderson stays in bounds, pays for it. They're going to call a late flag, but I thought he stayed in bounds.
Yeah, I did too. I didn't know that. I thought he got hit before he went out of bounds.
Unless he stepped out of bounds and they blew the whistle and he kept running and then he got knocked out of bounds. That's 15 yards. That's going to move the ball up to about the 45-yard line. Let's see what let's watch here. That's Henderson staying alive. I don't know.
It's pretty close, isn't it? Pretty close. I mean, the hit was made before he was out of bounds. I guess it was called a continuation.
Yeah, or just slamming him to the ground, and they decided to to call the penalty there. Not much up the middle. Once again, Brandon Duncan, who's had a pretty good game at nose guard, number 45. Also 56, Gilbert Flores. We've called Flores' name out quite a few times. Maya is the other down lineman of the group. So it's 2nd and 9 for Willis. And they just keep giving it off. Henderson close to the first down marker.
Did you see who made the tackle? 11 from the far side linebacker.
So apparently him running the football didn't slow him down defensively either, right?
It has not. It has not.
Right of your screen. Watch for number 11 coming into your picture. Right about there.
Right there.
Oh, you feel it when you know he's coming in.
Yeah.
So it's first down. And MacArthur does that wide receiver screen again. And Nicholas, who's had a busy night.
Picked up about 7.
Yep. He's the older of the two boys that the coach has, and the younger one is much taller already. Nicholas comes to the near side along with Marzell. 2nd and short. This is a good passing down. And that's what they're going to do. And Nicholas is wide open. He's got it at the 5. He's in. No, they said he goes out of bounds at the 2. Oh, what a pretty pass by Willis.
Was.
To Bryler Nicholas, who just dropped it on a dime. Watch it here, Coach.
There's a good pass right over his shoulder. Makes a good catch. Defensive back never gives up. Yeah, he did. He took him down.
Drugged that leg when he got tackled, didn't he? Nice camera shot, so it's 1st and goal. Nothing but a basic handoff right and a basic touchdown for the Cardinals. It's number 22, Brandon Henderson.
Back to the pass play before that. It was an excellent pass by Willis.
Yeah, it was.
Right over the shoulder. That's pretty impressive.
2nd touchdown of the year rushing for Henderson. I think it was a matter of he had some time as well. Bryler will come in for the extra point.
Good.
And they got it back down to a 17-point game. Coach, not much to on that replay here, just right side.
It was. Offensive line did a real good job. It got on the guard pulled around the counter, locked up on the guy right there, 53. It's a good job. Here it is again.
Good lead block by Miranda, the tight end. Too early for an onside kick?
Oh, 17 down, 9 minutes to go. Yeah, I'd onside.
Well, they tried it before, and they were within a whisker of pulling that one off.
Successful, yes.
So you can't really surprise them.
No, that would be the factor, I think, there. I think the other one came as a surprise. This one, they'll be looking for it. But you can tell by their formation right now. And they will not bail out.
No. They've got some of their defensive backs in there playing the first line. Interesting way how Nimitz is. They've got like 3 guys right between the hash marks. And they're going to do it again.
Oh,
again, the English.
Yeah.
That was headed for 10 yards.
It was.
It's like it just all of a sudden at 9 yards. It
took a right turn.
Took a hook.
Yep.
Well, if you're Nimitz, you definitely take the ball there. You don't move them back 5 and give them another chance.
You know, I can remember when that was not an option. You didn't have a choice. If there was a penalty, that's just a long time ago.
Right.
But because I remember telling the official, I said, I don't want them to have to kick it again. You know.
That literally made it 10 yards, but it went out of bounds when it did it. That had just the strangest English on it.
That was a very good kick by Nicholas.
Maldonado going deep. Incomplete. Tried to hit Tony again. Tony's been active. Thompson's been active. Some players that really have not been his favorite targets early on. Favorite target is really Gibson, number 1.
Williams is back in there, so I guess he's healthy.
A little sloppy, Coach. Things have gotten a little crazy with the flags here in the second half. And that'll move Nimitz back 5 once they have a conference call.
There's got to be some kind of procedure called, doesn't it?
Yeah, shift, movement.
Offside is MacArthur. How about that?
Boy.
I didn't see that.
How the tables have turned.
Yeah.
A plot twist. Williams does the right thing and picks the flag up. Gives it to the official, and it's second down and 5. Williams right side, maybe a couple. That last series, Maldonado there, or that last play, Maldonado is really taking his time at the line. And I was thinking, well, he's letting the game clock wind down, but it had stopped. Yeah, this Viking team is nothing without number 2. It all starts with him. He opens
I've
up.
been impressed with Nimitz tonight. They line up well. They come off the ball good. Of course, like you said, a running back like that can make everybody look good.
It just changes the way you call a game.
Yeah, it does. You know, the old saying, you got something to hang your hat on now. You know, you get in trouble, you can always go to him.
Case in point, here it is 4th down and 1.
Yes.
Wouldn't surprise me to see Nimitz run it all the way down and call a time or just go for it. I mean, there's 14 on the play clock. Quarterback keep. Maldonado for the first.
Good call.
That's what they did against the Eagles last week. Plays where they needed a couple and everyone thought that number 2 was going to get it. Well, number 7 kept it. And that's what happened there is Maldonado kept it right in, just enough for the first down, and you got 18 more seconds before you have to snap the ball. When you've got a lead, when you've got the football, and you're in no hurry.
Best feeling in the world.
Yep, that's like the trifecta.
Yes.
And number 2 is his icing on the cake.
Like I said, you always know who you can give it to.
Wait, bring it back. That is called on number 64, which is Miguel Gandera. He is in there on the line. It was either that or 54, Garcia. Might have been 54. Yeah,
believe,
54. The left guard, Mario Garcia, the senior. Ten-yard penalty because I saw him jump up and down after the play. I don't know if we can pick up the left guard. Watch the 54 just to the left of the center. Pulls. Grabs the guy, I guess, right.
Pretty close.
Well, you can see the
Pretty
official
close.
throwing it right in that direction.
Yeah.
Now, the pros, you know, that's not a hold.
No.
But that play tonight kind of signifies, not the holding call, but just that play in general, Coach, is pretty much vindicative of what tonight's game was, and that's the pulling linemen.
Exactly. They're just, you know, on the play side of the formation, they're just blocking down, and then they're pulling two linemen from the back side and kicking out or turning up, and just creating all kind of problems for MacArthur.
That first touchdown run by Williams, prime example, with the right
Yes.
guard and right tackle
Yes.
pull and just open up a mammoth hole.
Nobody touched it. Same play again.
That young man's going to be tired tomorrow. He's young. He'll be tired for half a day. I don't think they really want to pass and give MacArthur a chance to cut it to 10. We have not seen a lot of offshoots of the run game tonight, like, you know, where they bring a wide receiver around or.
Yeah. This would be a good situation right here to run the bootleg like they did in the first half on the touchdown.
There we go.
Or give it to him.
Oh, yeah, why not? Inside the 20, another first down. They move the chains. Wait, do we have another penalty flag? MacArthur says yes.
Holding.
Williams is going to come off the field and take a breather. Hall's going to come in his place.
That's not bad backup.
No, it's not. Third down and about, is it third? Yeah, third down and about 12. And MacArthur fans may say, see, that's why he's been getting so much yardage. Everybody's holding. Seventeen seconds on the play clock. I mean, really, if they get about 7 or 8, they could probably go for it. Hall left side. Hall behind the block downfield, gets to the 26. Pretty close to a first, so Nimitz will probably go for this on fourth down and maybe a couple.
They've had a lot of success on the left side. Both of those running backs have done a good job.
They won't have to snap the ball until under the 5-minute mark. Early in the ball game, we gave you the weather report, and we talked about all the humidity outside, like at 80-something%, and it's fogging up the press box window.
Yes, it is.
We have to find our little openings to look through. So Coach Rogers and company calls a time. Let's take a look at the schedule, some of the games left for the Nimitz Vikings. Because if this goes on and holds true, this will be their third straight win. and they'll be 2-0 in district, and they could very easily go 3-0 in district because they'll have Irving next week. And then Jesuit will be tough. So they could lose 2 to Jesuit and Lake Highlands, very easily win out after that and have just 2 losses in district play.
They win tonight against MacArthur. Of course, it's going to be a big momentum builder for the next game, next city game, which would be Irving High. And that would be a big momentum builder there going into the Jesuit game.
This is a situation the Vikings haven't been in quite a while.
They have a legitimate shot at a playoff.
Absolutely. Like a number 3 seed. Low snap. Williams, look at that guy, just keep moving the pile. I don't think he's going to get the first.
Short, I believe, yeah.
But the snap from center was a little low, and Williams is just, he was carrying players with him. Williams said, just give me the ball. And watch, just push through right here. Still dragging. See, the offensive lineman they need to get behind him. Get behind him to push him. So now we're at a stage in the game to where the Cardinals do need to go to the air.
They have to strike quick.
And the thing is can the quarterback get a lot of time? Oh, he was a step away.
That could have been a quick strike.
Man, Smith is so fast. 2 touchdowns called back because of penalties. Long runs by Darryl Smith tonight. Watch this. It's nothing fancy.
Good block, good kick-out block there.
Very good kick-out block. They're going to go to it again. 1 missed tackle. That old saying, it's been around forever, stop on a dime and leave some change. Well, that's what he can do.
He can do it. He's very quick-footed and has great speed.
Yeah, stop and start and accelerate so fast. I don't think the Vikings have substituted anybody defensively. They seem to still have their first team in. Willis running for his life. Throw near sideline, caught.
Mitchell's.
Pretty good receiver. No, number 8. You can tell he's a coach's kid because he runs really good routes. He knows to come back to help your quarterback. I think he had 2 feet in bounds.
Yeah, he did. Could do that on Sunday.
Mm-hmm. Second down and short.
Back door.
And give to Smith, and a really nice tackle by Smith. Might have hurt the player in the process for Nimitz, who's getting up a little gimpy. That's Barrera, number 8. He's had a really good game tonight. Favoring that left wrist a little bit. Everything's 2 downs now for MacArthur.
Without a doubt. Has to be, yeah.
They send all their receivers to the top. Willis has a man trailing, but he throws that one out of bounds. He had Walker, who plays a tight end position, and he had Barrera beat. Barrera still just favoring that left shoulder, left arm. Number 8 in the secondary, not wanting to come out. It's going to be 4th down and a couple. Nimitz and Irving next week. Another technically road game for the Vikings, who've only had 1 home game, if you count that. Ball tipped around. Look what I found, says Littleton.
First down, still alive.
The game started with a tipped interception. That was tipped, but it fell into the right hands.
Tip completion.
Third is again. There were like three Vikings underneath defensively. Oh, what a nice hit as Marzell looks up. Finds Salas again, number 24.
It's the second time he's made that play.
Yes.
Exactly the same way.
He just seems to read that so well, Coach.
He does, yes.
Getting all the high fives. He sniffs it out. He
does.
He just has a
here
feeling
it is
for
right
when
here.
they're
It's a
gonna do
quick
that.
screen. He comes up, makes a good tackle. Good tackle.
The key is,
Great reaction on his part.
yeah, the key is getting past the guy that's supposed to block you.
Yeah.
See in the picture right there, number 8, Barrera. He's the guy that, when he made a tackle earlier, either landed.
Wrist.
Yeah. And he's still favoring that. Look at him there holding. It's the pyramid scheme. I mean, the pyramid. But what if you fall? Second down, they need to get to the 28. Maybe a timing issue. Let's do it again. Nimitz still in the 3-4, cover 2. Wrapped up nicely at the line of scrimmage. Walpool, number 44. They come up with the football, but the whistle had blown way before that. And Smith couldn't find an opening. That's the other thing that Rogers spoke about with me, is the fact that this year, unlike years past, he feels like he's not just a one-level team. If someone gets hurt, he feels like he has someone there to fill in.
Got some depth.
Yeah.
Yes.
And he said he hasn't had that luxury in a few years. Not a lot of action and no one to throw to. Washington applying the pressure to Willis, and I looked downfield and they had maybe 2 guys downfield, Coach, but they were on the opposite side.
Yeah. They rolled the sprint. The sprint that they came with was this side. Now the guys that were open were on the far side.
Fourth down. About 11. No one to the far side. They got 3 to the near, and he's just going to throw it up for grabs. Almost picked off. But again, number 24, Damian Salas, right there to make the play. And the Vikings will take over. Little hustler, that 24.
If you were picking a defensive player of the game.
Ooh, don't make me do it.
Yeah.
Between Hall and Salas, I would do
Coe.
like in the Super Bowl where they had
Coe,
MVPs.
I would do the same. They're both good players.
Yes.
I like the way they play.
I do too.
They're impressive. Yeah, this is a good Nimitz team, Rob.
Yeah.
This is a
down to $1:36 to go, and this is almost like we're going to take a knee formation.
MacArthur has 1 timeout. So they can stop the clock 1 time. Not going to do it now.
I don't think so. Vikings have not been in this position in a while. Winners of their first 2 district games.
Did you say this will give them three victories in a row?
Yes.
That's good.
Yeah, 3 in a row. 2 of the
Yeah.
will be district games. Coach Rogers telling his kids, all right, we're going to shake hands. No shenanigans.
Yeah.
They're going to go shenanigans. What does that mean? You're going to behave yourself. You're going to tell them good game.
Yeah, we're going to get on the bus.
We're going to get on the bus and go home.
That's right.
That's what we're going to do.
Well, MacArthur never was able to overcome that 17-point deficit, were they?
No.
The back and forth, but it's still a 17.
Some big plays called back. Just a lot of penalties in this game. I'm sure that's going to be one thing that the Vikings want to clean up. But
you know, there were a lot of 15-yard penalties in this game. Big penalties.
So the Vikings and their fans are like, we have forgot about last year's heartbreak, and we win it handily with a 31-14 win, and a win next week against Irving, and that will give them the city championship. Coaches in there. Congratulations and hugs and
two good young coaches right there.
yeah,
I really think so.
a lot of familiar faces there.
Yes.
That coaching carousel always seems to go through the red and black of MacArthur, and that's the case tonight. Both coaches coming out of the MacArthur program, and tonight it just happened to be the Vikings that were victorious. All right, stick around. We're going to wrap things up with some highlights and final thoughts and stats when we come back. Stay with us.